This cancer is just so blinding and so dangerous, and just it wins way more times than it should. My name is Jamaal Millisock. I am a high school football coach, volunteer firefighter, father of two, 11-year-old daughter, a 16-year-old son, and then I also have a fiance, and through her we have 4 adult children and 5 granddaughters, and I am fighting stage 4 gastric cancer called signet ring cell. I never had like any stomach issues, didn't suffer from GERD or anything like that, and I hurt my back. And so I ended up actually going through like 6 back surgeries. Through that process, I decided to join a gym and get myself into shape. One of the guys that I was working out with was like, there's this semi-pro football league that's around, you should try it. But basically what happened is I took a hit to my stomach area, and it slowed down my bowels a lot. I was hurting, was in some pain, and I ended up going to the ER because of that. And they said, you might have an ulcer or something, but it's probably because of this hit. And but they did some imaging, and then that was that, and they sent me home. So a year goes by, I decided to go to Florida with Melissa, and as soon as I check into my hotel room, I go to the bathroom and I have black stool. First thing we did was lay in bed and go to Google, and Google just tells you everything like that you can think of. And so here we are like, oh my gosh, I have cancer. This is bad. Like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this if it is that? Because I knew that there was something that wasn't right about me. Like, I was tired all the time. My mind told me that I can continue to do the things I used to do, and I couldn't. We get back and we go to the hospital. We're like, look, we're going to scope you. They did a scope, and it came back that I had gastric cancer. I found this surgeon at Johns Hopkins who was amazing. Right away, they said it's on the greater curvature of your stomach. Because of that, they had to take the full thing. That was our biggest fear in the beginning. Like, oh my gosh, going through all these tests, what are we gonna do? Let's try to save the stomach, because in my head, no stomach, you're gonna die. But that wasn't true. I started joining these amazing groups and getting around individuals that have gone through this and lived through this, and it's really fueled me big time. Stomach got removed. The diagnosis was February 2022. Surgery was July of 2022. And it was a good surgery. They went through, he said he usually takes out 25 lymph nodes. He took out 37 lymph nodes. So he was like, you can be Facebook official, everything, like you're good. I got it all out. But then August came around and the pathology results came back. It's showing that it made it through all the layers of your stomach. He said, because of that, we're staging you as a stage 4. Because it's in your peritoneal. And they said, once it's in your peritoneal, we don't really have a way to cure cancer, especially this cancer. I traveled all around trying to find help, and I finally made it to MD Anderson in Houston. And I actually travel down there now every 3 months for them to do my scans and to check and see if everything's okay. And for every 3 months, all the way up to my last checkup that I had 2 weeks ago, they have no evidence of disease. There's a short little excerpt that I like to tell people, and this is why you should always read all your notes anytime you're going in through any type of procedure. When I started communicating with them at Johns Hopkins about my gastric cancer, they were very confused. They said, you're not being treated for this cancer already? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, it looks like this cancer was found in February of 21. And I'm like, what? And they're like, when you went in, it's showing right here that when they did the imaging on you, that they found the thickening of the stomach mucosa, possible carcinogens, contact patient, and to establish stability. None of that ever happened. Obviously, it's a death punch. You hear it the first time it hits your chest, you topple, you cripple, you fall to the ground, and you need someone to just lift you back up and get you back to where you need to be. And I understand all of that. But once you do, don't give it anything else. Focus on healing. I'm going to, whatever I need to do to make sure the cancer part does not take over that sediment in my head, because once it does, your body accepts that, your brain accepts that, then things start shutting down. I really know that there's another chapter to this for me that I need to open up, and it's going to be around my children and the effects on them. And I want to be one of the rare percentages that have beaten the signet ring cell, and I will just be a voice and would want to connect with the children and their families, and then give them a different type of empowerment over it, and allow them to own it themselves and control it in a different way. And I feel that would help them with their battle as well.